You are listening to the best podcast from the USA to the UK on greatdayradio.com.
Welcome back to Great Day Radio Political Chaos Podcast. I'm your host, DJ Mikey D, and today we're diving into a number so big it's hard to even picture. $40 trillion. That's the horizon for U.S. national debt, and we're about to cross it. What does that mean for you, the everyday American working 9 to 5? We'll break it down, compare the last 3 decades of presidents, and talk real-world impact. Stick around. This is Political Chaos. Right now, as we speak, the U.S. national debt is sitting at about $39.83 trillion, according to the U.S. Treasury August 2026 report. At the current pace, we're on track to hit $40 trillion by September 2026, maybe even sooner, according to the folks at ConcordCoalition.org. That's $40 trillion. If you stacked $40 trillion in $100 bills, you'd reach the moon and back several times. But why should you care? Because this debt isn't just a number on a spreadsheet, it's a ticking clock on our economic future. The Congressional Budget Office projects debt held by the public will surge from 101% of GDP today to 120% by 2036. That means we're borrowing more than we produce as a country. And the interest payments? They're already over $1.1 trillion this year, heading toward $2.5 trillion in 5 years, as reported by my Instagram friend Lisa Remillard. I will have her link on the description of this podcast. Wow, that's money that could go to roads, schools, or tax cuts. Instead, it's just paying interest. Let's look at how each president over the past 30 years has shaped this mountain of debt. Remember, debt accumulates across administrations, but each leader's choices leave a mark. The surplus era, President Clinton actually left office with a budget surplus. The debt grew, but at a slower pace thanks to a booming economy and tax increases. Debt rose from about $4.4 trillion to $5.8 trillion over his terms. Takeaway: the last time we had fiscal discipline. George W. Bush from 2001 until 2009 is the double whammy. We had 9/11 attacks, wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, and the 2001 and 2003 tax cuts. Debt nearly doubled, jumping from $5.8 trillion to about $11.9 trillion by the end of his term. The takeaway: big spending plus big tax cuts equal to debt explosion. Now let's look at President Barack Obama from 2009 until 2017. This was crisis mode, the Great Recession, stimulus packages, and the Affordable Care Act. Debt soared from $11.9 trillion to $20 trillion, a 70% increase in dollar terms. The takeaway: emergency spending to save the economy, but it added trillions. Donald Trump, in his first term from 2017 until 2021, the pre-pandemic tax cuts, the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act reduced revenue, then COVID-19 hit. Debt jumped from $20 trillion to $27.8 trillion by the end of his term. The takeaway: a 1-2 punch of deficit-fueled policy and pandemic relief. Moving on to President Joe Biden from 2021 until 2025. The pandemic recovery and infrastructure, the American Rescue Plan, infrastructure bills, and other spending. Debt has climbed from $27.8 trillion to nearly $40 trillion today. The takeaway: continued high spending in response to economic challenges. While the numbers are still formulating on now President Trump's term as of date, with the unjust war in Iran and the tariffs, the numbers are what we mentioned previously, and it is only going to get much worse. Bottom line, over the past 30 years, regardless of party, the debt curve has steepened. It took 206 years to reach $1 trillion. Now we add $1 trillion every 100 days. So how this hits the 9 to 5 worker, you might ask. You're clocking in, paying bills, maybe saving for a house or your kid's college. How does a $40 trillion debt affect you? First, higher interest rates. To attract buyers for all that debt, the government may have to offer higher yields. That pushes up mortgage rates, car loans, and credit card APRs. Your dream home just got more expensive. 2, inflation pressure. When the government spends more than it collects, it can fuel inflation, more dollars chasing the same goods. We saw it in 2022 to 2023. Your grocery bill and gas tank feel it every week. 3, future tax hikes. Eventually, someone has to pay. That could mean higher income taxes, payroll taxes, or new taxes. Less take-home pay for you. 4, cuts to public services. As interest payments eat up more of the budget, there's less for infrastructure, education, health care, and Social Security. Your local roads, your kids' schools, your retirement safety net, all squeezed. Lastly, economic instability. A debt-laden economy is more vulnerable to shocks. If confidence wavers, we could face a deeper recession, job losses, or a currency crisis. Your job security isn't guaranteed. In short, the $40 trillion debt isn't just a political talking point. It's a direct threat to your wallet, your opportunities, and your future. So what can we do? Stay informed, hold leaders accountable, demand realistic budgets and long-term plans, and remember, change starts at the grassroots. Speaking of grassroots, want to take control of your local economy? Check out the all-new Great Day Radio Marketplace. It's your go spot for classified ads, job postings, automotive listings, real estate, and local events. Looking to hire, sell your car, purchase or sell property, promote a community fair? Head over to greatdayradiomarketplace.com and post your listing today. Support local, stay connected, and make every day a great day. That's all for this episode of Great Day Radio's Political Chaos Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, the numbers matter, but so does your voice. Keep it locked here on greatdayradio.com. I'm DJ Mikey D. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you next time. If you are on our online radio show, we have more continuous party mixes, smooth jazz, and R&B coming at you. If you would like to comment on this podcast, I would love to hear from you. Visit greatdayradio.net. There you can leave your voice and dedicate a song to that special someone. Peace out.
We are in the mix with a continuous party mix on greatdayradio.com.